everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something a little different, and it might just change how you think about cybersecurity.
Yeah, we're going beyond those usual suspects like firewalls and antivirus software.
We're getting strategic, people. It's all about outsmarting those pesky hackers.
And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about this one. It's called the mixed strategy, and it's straight out of game theory.
Right. It's fascinating how these concepts from game theory apply to the real world, especially in cybersecurity.
So imagine this, like a high-stakes chess match, but instead of rooks and pawns, we're talking digital defenses and attack strategies.
You got it. On one side, you have the defender, the IT security team holding down the fort.
And on the other side,
the attacker, those crafty hackers looking for any crack in the armor.
Okay, so both sides are making moves, trying to outmaneuver each other.
Exactly. And that's where the mixed strategy comes into play. It's all about being unpredictable.
Like throwing a curveball that the attacker never sees coming. Precisely. If a hacker can predict your moves, they can plan their attack accordingly.
Yeah, makes sense. You don't want them to get too comfortable, right?
Not at all. The more predictable your defenses, the easier they are to bypass. But with a mixed strategy, you're throwing them off balance.
So instead of always focusing on one area, like always beefing up application security,
you mix it up. One day it's application security, the next it's network infrastructure, then maybe phishing defense. It's about keeping them guessing.
Okay, so like in that classic game of rock, paper, scissors,
Yeah.
If you always throw rock,
Your opponent's going to figure you out pretty quickly and start throwing paper every time.
ouch, yeah, not a good strategy.
Exactly. Predictability is the enemy in cybersecurity. So how do we bring this mixed strategy to life?
That's the million-dollar question. What does it look like in action? It's not just about random chaos, is it?
No, not at all. It's calculated, strategic randomness.
I like the sound of that, calculated randomness.
Think of it like this. You might allocate 50% of your resources to application security one week.
Okay, sounds reasonable.
Then you shift gears. Maybe 30% on network infrastructure the next week.
Got it. And the rest?
And then 20% on phishing defense the week after. The key is to keep those percentages fluid, keep the attacker guessing.
So they never quite know where your focus is going to be.
Exactly. They might be planning a phishing attack, but suddenly you've ramped up your email security and their plan falls apart.
I'm starting to see the beauty of this. And what about the attacker side of things? How do they fit into this whole equation?
Well, attackers are always on the hunt for vulnerabilities, right? They're looking for those weak spots.
Right. Like chinks in the armor.
Exactly. They might try phishing attacks, exploit flaws in network infrastructure, or try to sneak past your application security. They're constantly assessing, looking for the easiest route in.
So if they see you've been focusing heavily on network security for a while,
they might think, okay, this is my chance to target their applications, but with a mixed strategy.
They can never be too sure.
Exactly. It becomes this dynamic game of cat and mouse. The attacker might think they have a 40% chance of success with a phishing attack this week.
Because you've been focused elsewhere.
But next week, that could drop to 20% if you shift your focus.
Wow, it's like you're always one step ahead, constantly throwing them off their game.
That's the power of the mixed strategy. You create uncertainty. It makes it much harder for attackers to plan effectively.
Now, we've been talking about this in a corporate context, but I feel like this has some serious implications for, regular folks like us, too.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, it's probably even more important for individuals because, let's face it, we often have less robust defenses.
Yeah, fair point.
So think about your own digital habits. Do you use the same password for everything?
Oh, you're speaking my language now. I'm definitely guilty of that one.
It's a common mistake. But that's exactly the kind of predictability we need to avoid.
Okay, so diversify those passwords, people. Anything else?
Be wary of phishing scams. And in general, just mix up your online habits.
Don't let those hackers pin you down.
Exactly. The takeaway here is that being predictable makes you vulnerable, whether you're a big corporation or just someone browsing the web. It's all about being a moving target.
Love that analogy. A moving target, always adapting, staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And remember, this is a game that never really ends. The attackers are always coming up with new tricks.
So we got to stay vigilant.
Absolutely. But a mixed strategy can be a powerful tool in your arsenal. It's all about keeping those hackers on their toes.
Well, this has been eye-opening, to say the least. I'm definitely going to be thinking twice about those repeated passwords.
That's what we like to hear. The more we understand these concepts, the better equipped we are to navigate the digital world safely.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, stay safe, stay unpredictable, and stay curious.
And remember, in cybersecurity, the game is always on.